I was super stuck there for a moment, so I'm really glad. Okay. Oh, I bet there's another one over here for the mountains, right? Okay. So this is probably where there was a note in the old factory. I could not make sense of it, but it had like a crisscrossing on-off thing, and that's probably what that's for. So I'm gonna have to figure that out. That note just doesn't make sense to me. It did not make sense when I looked at it. Oh, okay. This tells me the colors. Alright. I just kind of put them in and assumed the colors. Because I think I needed that to turn on the binoculars, right? So are these correct? I hope so. I don't remember which color I put where now. Okay. Okay. I do not know if I want these on or off. Currently, this one... Oh, they're both off. So if I turn this on... Will it prevent... Can I can still turn this one on. But now this is off. Okay. And that probably turns that one off, right? Okay. So there's some puzzle here where I think I have to try and get both of them on at the same time, right? Right. I think what that note was kind of outlining was the procedure to get them both on at once. And I kind of forget it now. Maybe it'll make more sense now if I look at that note again. Is there anything over here? There's a button. That does not do anything. This does not open anything. Okay. So currently, this is all that's here. Okay, I think I need to go back to the old factory now that I've seen this. So there's two panels. And I should probably just double check. This. Because this is very explicit, I'm gonna write this down and check that this matches what I have, the state I put things in. Okay. I'm gonna go back to the old factory, place and just review that note again. Now that it'll probably make more sense to me. I understand now. This place had to be night because the puzzle is turning on the lights so that you can see what you're doing. That doesn't mean that the other place can't be night still, though. Alright, I have taken a short 10-minute break. But now I'm ready to get back in action. Hold on. How come that did not do anything? Are we not able to leave here until we've solved this? Oh, that's kind of a problem. Because I can't review that note then. So I guess we just kind of have to figure it out. Can we go? Like... Okay. I see, one of them needs to be on, I guess. So I realized during my break, I did not actually read the primary note I went to the Glorfiak Mines to read, which was about the heat. So I'm going to do that now. I'm still very conflicted on whether or not we will be able to find this last Volk cabinet. Like I said, I kind of feel like I've looked everywhere. Like, obviously I missed those mushroom spores, but I would not have in a million years thought to check that camera angle. Because it's just very hidden in plain sight. You know, it's just... There's nothing interesting going on in that scene, so it's kind of genius, actually. Without having read that note, I would have never checked that camera angle. Never. So, it's possible, you know, that I'm still missing the Volk cabinet for Falitsu Island, because the journal mentions, you know, it just offhandedly mentions it like it exists. But I'm conflicted, because the, you know, the in-universe evidence of that screw just being left in Ramir's office kind of tells me that even if we found it, it would be kind of useless. And also, the most obvious place for it to be would be the Harbor Watchtower area, because the Volk Tower is there. And while I cannot completely confirm, you know, it's kind of unclear from the other areas if the Volk cabinets have to be in the approximate area of the Volk Tower, it would make sense. And, you know, it's not a hard deconfirm for any of the other areas. It would just make sense, and I've looked through that Harbor Watchtower area so carefully that I do not think I'm missing anything there. I could be, but I don't think I am. So do I really want to browse that whole area again? I don't know. Yeah, so see, he's complaining that it's too hot there, so it's probably the most hot location. Yeah, nothing really in this note about the heat. This is the note I was thinking of mentioning the heat, but... Now this is talking about... I believe I've seen this stop, and I don't think it's relevant for any puzzle. I've just ridden the cart here, and it just continued on. Yeah. Cart arrival at Levanus Crystal Coastline. I suppose this is meant to be a really subtle hint that there is a cart that goes from the Sleeping Tower area to the Levanus Crystal Coastline. I might have, you know, at some previous point read this and been like, oh yeah, wait a minute, this means that the minecart in the Sleeping Tower area goes to the Levanus Crystal Coastline. Unfortunately, I didn't realize until, like, earlier this session what the Sleeping Tower area was after, you know, seeing it on a map and then immediately after reading a document pertaining to it. So this just went completely over my head, but I solved that puzzle anyway. So yeah, I guess that's what that's meant to be a hint towards, but I saw that hint, but did not even get the information out of that. I feel like this letter in particular, it cannot possibly have any puzzle-relevant information, and it can probably just be cut from the game. Like, this note, I'm still not getting any hint out of this. The only way I can see this going anywhere is if I actually do manage to get a Maleva cat's blood, which I don't see as being particularly likely. I don't think that I need to worry about the Lithlomian portal at all. I think that's Smolex's responsibility. I've not seen this Lithlomian portal. This is a net that I cannot do anything with. Cool. Okay. Was there anything in these spots, actually, that I had not really seen? Oh! Wait a minute. I've not read this note. This is a salt note. Hold on. After you have fueled the Neyyah, go straight to the Neyyah heater chamber. I'll meet you there once I've accessed the Neyyah system number 2. Lower the Neyyah. Remember to keep the plasma shield open. I have a little experiment to conduct, one which Smolax would no doubt feed me to the Binoxy for Mir. Okay. Yeah, this brings up a concern of mine, which is that pretty soon I'm going to be getting to this point where I can actually do this. I can lower this Neyyah. And I do not feel prepared for what's going to happen after. I feel like with the number of inventory items I still have, the vault cabinet that I have not found, or temperature that I have not found, and the number of systems here that I still don't understand, like the Lodvik Tower, I do not think after I lower the Neyyah, if I do it at this moment, that everything is prepared. I think there are too many systems that are not ready yet for me to do that. But lowering the Neyyah is the only thing that I can see to do. So, like, short of, exploring throughout the entire world all over again, I don't know. I might just have to try lowering the Neyyah and crossing my fingers, which is terrifying. Because that's supposed to be the last step. It's supposed to be the last thing before trapping Smolax. And to have so many loose ends before doing that. I don't know. Are the other spores in my inventory, are they literally just red herrings? Are they just spores that are not the mushroom spores to make that one puzzle difficult? I don't know. I don't think so. I don't think this game would do something like that. But maybe, right? What about the knife? What is the knife for? Am I just going to discover a use for the knife before the end of the game, right? It's such a generic item, you would think you would have to do something with it. Stuff like this is making me really hesitant to actually follow through with this plan right now. Even though I'm speeding towards it. It is coming up. It's one of the only things I have left to do. Okay. So, takeaway from this note, obviously I am going to go to the heater chamber once I fuel Neyyah. I was planning on doing that already. Or fuel the Neyyah. Wait, what is the difference between Neyyah and Neyyah here? Because I've kind of just been treating them interchangeably. Neyyah I thought was the thing we had to lower. But here he's saying he'll lower the Neyyah. I'm not sure. So, the important takeaway from this is keep plasma shield open. I don't know if I will recognize the plasma shield when I see it. I have no idea what that is. But we are instructed to leave it open. So if we're given an option to close the plasma shield, I need to keep it open. Which, we have had the choice of, deactivating a couple things. I do not recall ever seeing a plasma shield option on a computer anywhere. I don't remember seeing that. So that is the only takeaway from this note. These pieces of paper I cannot zoom in on, only this one. So I assume these are just blank then. Anything else in here that I may have missed? No, doesn't appear so. Alright. Well, that proves that it is worth poking around these rooms still. I still, in this one area, have things that I am missing. So let me check this side too. Okay, that's the way we came in. That is a photo. Nothing suspicious about this photo. Am I missing something with these transportation towers? Neither of them asked me for a code. They just asked me to put in a Neyyah, and that was it. Okay. I want to go back there, but every time I've been there many times by accident, all I've seen is a Neyyah spot, and that's the only thing I can do there. Nothing suspicious about the bed. Okay, I believe that's everything. There is one of those towers in this sort of area. Let me double check that tower. Just in case. Because he said transportation tower security codes. Which makes me think that there is a place I can enter a security code in that tower. It's probably quicker to go this way. But I did not see one on any of my visits there. Never. I've never seen one there. But let's go here, let's check. Oh, this is openable. Wait. Okay, hold on. Oh, I definitely did not see this. Okay, well we do have a bunch of color combos written down. Where did I have it written down? Like 1 equals... yeah, red equals 4. Okay, let's try this. Yellow equals 1. Green equals 2. Blue equals 3. Red equals 4. Oh, we have to set a place too. Okay. So it is a place and color combo. Do we have numbered places somewhere on here? Oh, you know, I do have those fuse colors. Is that what that's about? It's obviously not the PSFs, because we used that for another puzzle already. And I'm just checking for anywhere on here that I have written colors. I can only imagine it being... So, the green one was Scarlatti Towers, which is this. The red one was Falitsu, which is... Oh, not an option on this. Okay. Okay. Well, let's just truck on. Yellow is Glorfiak Mines, which is this symbol. And then blue would be Minerva Point. So this current configuration I have it in. But that's not correct. Okay. Where else do I have colors written? Oh, you know what? Maybe this is all to do with the cameras. Hold on. This is all tied to the camera system. Okay, I'm glad I saw this. I don't actually know how I missed this, considering it's like every other lid that you can pull up. Somehow I was so distracted by those icons. Okay, I'm pretty sure this ties to the camera system. The Binox camera system is the solution for that. I think. I believe. And I don't remember what order it was in there. But I think I just have to copy the order it is in that camera system over to there. Okay. Yeah. So this, I think, right? There's these cameras. Yeah, see? They have, this, and this. So it would be green, red, yellow, blue, the order I've written it in. And then on top of those would be this, don't know what this one is, and this, right? So I'm gonna write next to the green, red, yellow, and blue, these icons. So for green, we have the Scarlidi Towers. Then for the red, we have the symbol for mines. Yellow is uncertain. Possibly that's none, or possibly that's just you have to brute force. And then blue, Minerva. Although, isn't that exactly what I put in just now? I thought it was. So maybe that's not right. But that's what I get from this. So, maybe it's that order. Let's see. I should perhaps also review this note here, because there is a note pertaining to this. So while I'm here, it wasn't this one. No. This one? This one. Yeah. See, this is why I thought it was that particular color order, because I believe I have this written down. But maybe it's just the order it is on the cameras, which is different to this order. What does this say it was for again? This is for the heater system. This pertains to the Lodvik Tower. Fuse boxes on the heater servers. Okay. This is explicitly not for the transportation towers. This is, you have to take the numbers generated by the Holtish machines. That's where you get the Trondi counts from, which I still haven't figured out. They require fuse power, which I haven't gotten to them yet. But once you have those numbers, you need to multiply them by these. Okay. So next to where I have this written down, I'm going to write Holtish multipliers. Okay, so this is very explicitly not for the puzzle I'm currently doing, so I can disregard that. The puzzle I'm currently doing is almost certainly just because of the cameras. It's just the cameras reveal the solution. Let's test that theory. And then there's another one of these towers in Minerva Point that I also have to do. Hopefully I can get there Oh, did that not skip that animation? Whoops. Okay. Hopefully I can... I don't remember what I was gonna say there. There's another transportation tower in Minerva Point. Oh, right. Hopefully I can use the Pelska portal to get there, even though currently I have it shifted to where the Spore Docks are. I've become totally distracted by this. I was gonna go to the old factory, but now I want to do this, get this out of the way, and make sure it's done. Okay, so, the thing I just wrote down... Yeah, no, this is the wrong order. So this should be green, red, yellow, blue. And then this should be Scarlatti. This should be this, and then unknown this one. That. And then just, you know... No? Is that really not right? Green, red, yellow, blue, and then this, and this. This is exactly what was on the cameras. Am I wrong to assume that this is that it has to be in the same order as what's on the cameras? Huh. What is the deal with this? And we don't even have the option of Fleet Suit here. So whatever gives us this combo, it is only these 3 locations. And I thought for sure that meant that it was to do with the crane cameras, because there is no crane camera for Fleet Suit Island. So it just seemed obvious to me that, oh yeah, that's for the cameras. But apparently this is not it. I somewhat can't believe that. Green, red, yellow, blue. Green, red, yellow, blue. And those are the symbols I have written down. Huh. Let me try the other transportation tower. I'm assuming that it'll be clear when we get it right, like it's gonna tell us that we put in the right combo. Let's try the other transportation tower, which for that I actually do need an active point right now, so I don't have to shift that portal over. So can I actually find the active point here? There's supposedly an active point somewhere here. And it would be very convenient. It's in such a convenient location. Oops. No. No, nothing interactive. Isn't this the exact... I thought this was the exact screenshot that was in Vamir's journal, describing an active point. Is it really not? I know I'm wasting more time on this than I could. I could just go to a different point, but like... Main island, inside the wall, of the Gullercraft hangar, closest to old Vijalton posters. That's literally what I'm looking at. It's the exact screen. Inside the... Oh, wait. Oh! Wow, that is impossible. Okay. Yeah, here. Okay. Go to here. Hopefully this will not bring me to the Spore Docks. No, okay, good. It still brings me here. Alright. So... go up here, and I believe it is this tower here. If I'm not mistaken. I think this is it. But these towers confuse me, so I might have the wrong one. No, it's this one. Okay. Do they both take the same code? Oh, okay, this one might be a bit more straightforward. Hold on. So is this the... So... green? Actually that was fine. Red. Yellow. Blue. No? Is that not it? Green, red, yellow, blue. Okay, honestly, I'm so certain about this. Is it just not going to confirm if we have the correct answer? Because this is literally the information that we got on the cameras, right? In the cameras, these exact symbols were presented with a tint of color, and it was these colors. Do I have the last one wrong? Because that was the most ambiguous one, but it kind of looked blue, and I thought it was blue. Green, red, yellow, blue. I'm almost certain it has to be this. How can it not be that? It has to be. Maybe the game just isn't going to confirm for us if that's correct. But it is kind of conflicting, I suppose, because it means I'm using this green, red, yellow, blue hint twice. And I feel like I shouldn't be using that hint twice. For this tower, I feel confident that is the correct order, even though it didn't give it to me. I feel like almost certain that it has to be right. Because that is directly what was visible in the cameras. But for the other place, I'm not sure. Because I don't know, there was no color information in the crane cameras looking at the places. So maybe I'm supposed to use the portal colors for those ones. For the one in Glorifiac Mines, maybe that is meant to use the colors of the portals instead. So, but it is weird because that one doesn't have a Falitsu Island thing. So am I just supposed to leave that one unmarked? I'm very confused by that. I don't know. This one I'm almost certain is correct. The other one I don't know. The one in Glorifiac Mines I am confused about. There are multiple reasonable ways I could use those colors. It could be just the portal colors, but then that wouldn't give me an order. Maybe it's just meant to be the colors of the portals. Maybe you're just meant to associate those symbols with the colors of each portal. I'm kind of tempted to go back to Glorifiac Mines and just make them the colors of their associated portals. It's close to the entrance anyway, so I can quickly do this. But if the game isn't going to confirm for us that we got the right solution, how will I even know? I feel like this is very uncertain because of how often this game uses color-based puzzles. Green for Scarlatti happens to be correct, but red would be for Felizu Island. This is mines, which would be yellow, and then Pernerva Point would still be blue. So if this were the solution, then, you know, if this were like the... how we were supposed to do this, this would have to be Felizu. But Felizu is not even an option here, is the weird thing, right? I recognize there's no crane camera pointed at it. Yeah, how are we supposed to get an order or colors out of this, actually? I'm really not sure. None of my notes say anything like that. Oh, you know, maybe it's supposed to be the order of the screws? Because in the old factory, the screws are in a particular order. So maybe that's it. And we don't have to do Felizu because Felizu doesn't have a thing. It doesn't have a Volt cabinet. But I thought the Volt cabinet solutions were for the Lodvik Tower. So I don't see them reusing that here. Yeah, these symbols are kind of overloaded. I don't know what puzzle solution is correct here, and it's not telling me. Like, the other place didn't tell me I got it correct. And I feel like, yeah, I'm just gonna turn all these off. I'm gonna reset this. I do not know what to do here. There are so many ways I could interpret this information, none of which really tells me decisively what this solution should be. Let's see. I do remember seeing a note about the transportation towers in the gun tower. And I also remember kind of just seeing them all spread around the place, honestly. I think I saw a note about them in my journal somewhere. But yeah, that's tricky. I don't know. The other one I think I have right, but it didn't give it to me. Usually this game tells me when I have it right. Okay, that's a thing I can interact with that I didn't even notice I could. Let's go to the old factory. That involves going over here through the whole, like, Velotron machine place. So I might just cut there. Okay, we are here at the old factory. Nothing of note happened on my journey. We do have this code. This is for the Neyyah gas system. And this is a color code, but it doesn't seem to be related to any of the other color codes. Like, it doesn't seem to be related to the color codes in the transportation towers. I don't think this is for that. But I also don't believe I have this written down. Hold on, is this the same pattern? No, it's not the same pattern. I mean, it's the same pattern I have written down, but in reverse, as the Holtish multipliers. So, I guess I'll just write reversed for Neyyah gas. Yeah, that doesn't seem to be for the transportation towers, so I don't think that's that. Yeah, and then obviously we have these. Yeah, we turn these on. I thought maybe these triangles specify that order in transportation towers, but I don't think it can be, because I think all this stuff is for the bulk cabinet puzzle, which is all for Lodvig Tower. It's not going to interfere with the transportation tower puzzle at all. Okay. Yeah, so there is a Neyyah console in this place as well. Yeah, which is probably that. So this is probably where you actually do the thing of lowering it, which we cannot do right now. Fair enough. That is just that. We've seen that. Yeah. Okay, yep. Okay, this is the thing I wanted to review. So, this, I now know the machines that these are. I've seen this machine, and I've seen both of these. So, left side on. What I still don't get what this is telling me to do. Off to this, but on what? How am I even meant to interpret this information? You have to turn them both off. On. Oh, do you have to, like, turn them both, turn this on? No, because that'll turn this one off, right? Like, I've seen, if I turn this one on, it turns this one off. Oh. It's, if this is on, then this one is off. If this one is on, then this one is off. If they are both off, then this turns on. I see. So, you have to turn them both off. And then this will turn on. That's what it's saying. So, you have to turn off both of them. That is the clue. That's what it's telling me. This we have already used. Okay. Yeah, we've dealt with that. Okay. Now for the long journey back. I believe there was an active point over here that we could use. Yeah. Okay, so I want to go here. Okay. Go back to this portal. I want to go back to the spore pools, turn both of those things off, then use the computer system. And then something will happen, presumably. So turn this off. And this should also be off. Yep. Okay. And now, yeah, go this way, please. And that's it? Is that literally all that this reveals? Wait, so is this not powered on? If one of them is on and I just didn't notice? Because I thought I was able to access that from the very beginning. Ah, okay. I just didn't even notice, because I had both of them off when I looked at this. So currently, the Spore Docks entrance. Wait, so we can have the Polarian portal on, which we need to leave, or we can turn on the Spore Docks entrance. So turn on the Spore Docks entrance, and then we can go in there. Is that the idea? We just need to turn this on, and then we can go over here. Okay. That's why I couldn't use that door before. Okay, now I fully understand that system. Man, what a weird system. What are we going to find here? Well, there is that. Another one of these. Spore Pump Delivery Portal. Currently inactive. Automatic activation upon calculated spore delivery. Organized on Olaj. No manual actions required. Okay? Nothing that we can do there, it just tells us the status of this. At least not currently there's anything that we can do there. What is this? A locked thing with like a padlock? Huh. What inventory item would I use for this? Hold on. Is this what the knife is for cutting this rope? Okay. A metal safe. Ooh. We just took that. Huh. Alright. Maybe that contains the key? Oh! This is another one of these. I've seen this exact type of tunnel before where a minecart goes through it. But the levers were not working there. And apparently they do not work here either. Okay, so this is the other end of that contraption. This is where that... Right, so at the Harbor Watchtower there is a rail cart there. It's meant to go here. So it would get loaded up with stuff there, and then be sent to here, and then from here, it would be sent to Olaj through this portal over here that's visible here. Okay. So, we picked up a metal safe. That is not what I was expecting. I was expecting another key here. Because I was really expecting that we would get the key to lower the Neyyah. That's not what we got. Because everything was kind of hinting at that being hidden here. It's possible that is what is in the safe. And in fact, very likely that it is what is in the safe. Now hold on, can we just open this door with this handle? No. I don't know what the point of this handle is, considering we can use this button to open the door. So I really don't know. But anyway, now we have obtained a metal safe. You know, I am making progress in this game. It is very slow and one thing at a time at this point. You know, the non-linearity has kind of faded away and gone back to just, you know, the handful of things that I've not discovered anymore. Now this is just kind of turned into a reading comprehension game. Did any of the characters ever talk about... I feel like there was somewhere that someone mentioned a metal safe. I do not remember where that was. Was that in the secret office that a metal safe was mentioned, or was that at the mines? I don't think it was at the mines, because I was just there. And I don't recall reading about a metal safe there. I don't remember. Somebody mentioned a metal safe. I'm pretty sure of that, but I don't know where. Let me go back to Falitsu Island one more time, because there was a note there about the transportation towers. And I want to reread that note. I don't think it directly told me the color combos or locations that I needed to know. Hold on, what was in these again? It was just the Tron decounts, right? This thing just accepts the Tron decount? Yeah. Just two-digit numbers and a lever. So, that is that. Right. Oh, and okay, so the fuse symbols on the front of these are what I thought were fuse symbols. They're not. Those are the islands, right? So it's going to be one Tron decount per island. We're going to have to multiply. This is what the color is for, I bet. I bet this is the puzzle that this is for, the multipliers, right? So the cameras reveal the colors to each one of these, and then that is the multiplier for each one. It makes sense in my mind. Which means I really don't know what to type into the transportation towers. Yeah, I have no idea there. But I'm gonna go back to... where even was that? That would be this way. This is, I think, the last thing I'll do this play session. I really want to figure out those transportation towers before dealing with the whole Neyyah thing. Yeah, this is really just turning into a reading comprehension game at this point. You know, can you notice what is being said? Or can you recall what was said in a particular note? And I feel like I'm doing above average at that. Although, you know, I'm very excited to watch other Let's Players play this game and see how good they do. Man, can you imagine, like, this will probably never happen, but can you imagine, like, an About Oliver playthrough of this game? Like, he would just have a field day with theories in this game. Man, I love About Oliver. He's one of my favorite Let's Players to watch recently. And he would just go completely bonkers with theories in this game, which I would love to see. But I don't think he would want to play this game, to be honest. Okay, where was it that... Was it there that I could get into the gun tower? Is it this button? Okay, yeah, it's this button. Yeah, he would just go wild with this game. And probably, you know, miss everything because he just goes blind. But he would be brilliant at solving these puzzles. This is probably how it would go. This is always how it goes for him. Secure the camera signal codes within the transportation towers on Galorfiak Mines and Minerva Point. I have managed to secure camera signal codes. the camera signal codes within the transportation towers on Glorfiak Lines and Turbo Point to remind you that the camera signals are all activated at the Scarlidi Towers. The transportation towers contain crucial keys to the activation of the Neyyah gas system and logic power on the Neyyah bolts, and essentially activating the secret portal back to Oloje. So, it is something to do with the camera system that we turned on at Scarlidi Towers. It's something with that camera system. What other interpretation of the data is there than the one that I put in? Literally, it has colors on top of those symbols of the, I used to associate them with fuses. Did I put in the correct thing and it just isn't telling me that it's correct? Because what other way could I interpret that? If it has to come from those cameras, what else is there? This is mystifying to me. Maybe it just doesn't tell me that I have it correct. But it's weird because everything else in this game does. So I wouldn't expect that. The camera signal codes within the transportation towers. It sounds like he's storing... See, it sounds backwards though. It sounds like he's... you have to use the transportation towers to get camera signal codes. Which is opposite to my understanding, which is that the cameras tell you the codes for these towers. I've found both these towers. So, Glorfiak Mines and Turbo Point, yeah, I found them. Secure the camera signal codes. So maybe that's what I'm going to get once I put in the right solution. And I have activated the cameras. See, when he says camera signals are all activated at the Scarlidi Towers, that is what I turned on and can access via the Vanox computer system. So what am I missing? Like, that feels like, turn it on at the Scarlidi Towers, go to the Vanox computer system, the solution is revealed there, right? And then you just put it in. So do I just have the order wrong? Does it need to be in some particular order that it doesn't appear in the computer system? Does the computer system display it in the wrong order? And what is the correct order if that is the wrong order, there? I don't know. This is what's confusing to me. Maybe they both need to be correct at the same time. Maybe it will only give me the solution if I fill in both towers correctly. Maybe. It's possible, right? Feasible that it would only solve if I got both screens right. And if so, that would mean that I have one of them right currently, because I'm pretty certain about that answer. But the other one is confusing to me, and I don't know what to make of it. Yeah. So maybe for that one, I just have to use the colors of the portals, put them in the order that they are in the camera system, right, and then just associate them with their portal colors. Maybe. That doesn't feel very like a strong conclusion. It's the only other thing I can think of to do that doesn't just directly use the colors from the other solution, the second row of cameras, right? Because that first row of cameras doesn't contain any color information that I remember. I mean, I could review them again and check if they contain any color information. Actually, I should probably do that. But I remember them just being grayscale images. Yeah. Is there an active point close to here? Yes, there is, I remember. There is an active point close to here. Oh wait, no. I want to be down. Let me just check if those images are colored. I thought they were grayscale. I remember them being grayscale, but I'll check if they're colored. So, this one is here. Where on the screen? Behind here? Yes. To the mines. I'll check that, and then I'm done this play session. Because if it does tell me color information on those screens, which I don't believe it did, but if it does, then obviously that's the solution. Okay. Did this have color information? I get no color out of this. Yeah, I'm not getting color information out of this. Okay, this one is at... I know where specifically this is, right? It's at Pernerva... This is the Pernerva point one, right? Yeah. It's one of the statues holding it, actually. I didn't think that's where this camera was. I believe I know exactly where this camera is too. I just need color information. Is there color information if I go to these spots? This is like one of those giant statues, right? Is there a camera there? Can I see colors there? I really want to figure this out. These transportation towers. I keep saying this is the last thing I'll do this session and then doing more, but like, there's just, a bunch of quick things I want to kind of fire off. Like, I really want to figure out this transportation color thing, because it's just, I wish I had noticed a long time ago. I wish I had noticed that those transportation towers had a code to look out for, because then I would have been more attentive for one. Okay, go here. Look for that giant guard statue thing. So, I mean, there is this here, right? I remember this being here. Hold on, if I look, how do I get that camera angle? Yeah, there's this. You cannot tell which one is which with these, because these have colors. But you cannot, they do not associate to a particular area. Or maybe they do. Wait, hold on. Is it by the mask? Because each area has a mask. Hold on. Yeah, these masks are different. Hold on. I have it written down. This one is Pernerva. Yeah, and actually, I don't have one for Falitsu. Does this tell me the color? Hold on, so can I view it from this angle? That's blue. this mask is blue and it's for Minerva, right? But is this just reiterating the portal colors again? Maybe it is. So that was blue, right? Let's see. Do they match the portal colors? Because again, the portal colors mixes this all up, you know? This one's yellow. I have this mask written down as the mines. Yeah, that lines up with the portal color. Again. I'm going insane. Just trying to figure out. It must be the order, right? The order... But the order is revealed by the cameras. This one is red. This mask I do not have written down. So it must be the Falitsu mask. Which I have not seen, this mask actually, like, as one of those giant egg statue things. So yeah, that makes sense. Which means, yeah, Scarlatti would be green again. That's just the colors of the portals, which is the most obvious interpretation of the data, right? And it's really surprising to me that that's not the accepted answer. Okay, my original plan was to go find the giant guy that was here. But yeah, that just, restates the portal colors again. No, not this door, the other door. Yeah, so the camera is literally pointed at one of these things, right? Like, we've seen that it is. Is it the one across the way from me that has a camera in front of it? I don't see a camera in front of either of these. Nor do I see a very clear, obvious color indication. Because these guys are they're red, they're blue. Nothing that screams a particular color. Yeah, this is where I thought this camera was over here. I've seen it here. Or I've seen a camera here, right? Yeah, okay, there's another one of these giants here, and this camera's pointed here. There's the crane. Yeah. Nothing here that, like, tells me... Hold on. Can I get a different angle on that camera? Is it the color of the lens? Because this lens is kind of blue. Which would match everything else, right? Minerva Point has consistently always been blue. There's an active point in this area, right? I thought there was. Wasn't it on this screen, like literally right here? Or maybe not. Hold on, where's the nearest active point to here? Oh, I missed it. There's only one of Minerva Point. Okay, opposite side of this. hold on, further back. Yeah. So if I go to the camera in Scarlidi Towers, can I observe its color as well? Is it gonna be, like, also a shade of blue? Like, is that just the way they're lit, or is this actually revealing a color? This one does not appear to be any particular color, it's just reflecting the color around it. Like, I get no color information out of this, it just looks like a mirror. Is it the color of the Small Axe logo? Hold on. This one is blue. Is it the color of the Small Axe logo on the back of the camera? Where's the nearest Pelska portal to here? I know, I'm trying every conceivable theory, but... Scarlidi. The control bunker? Beside the empty cradle on the wall of the control bunker? Oh, here we go. Yeah, this is a kind of blue Small X logo. I'm just comparing the details of the cameras because honestly, I just want something discreet. And I don't think that, you know, I tried the portal colors already, which is like the most obvious possible thing to try. But I think it's almost too obvious to where, like, it can't be the solution because it hasn't been, you know, established as like a transportation tower solution, you know? That is also blue. Yeah, it's also blue. The Small Axe logo is blue in both cases. I don't know. I really don't know. I'm gonna, you know, I've already typed it in countless times, but I'm gonna type in what I think is the obvious solution again. Just to really confirm it's not that, you know? So, I'll type in one more time what shows up on the camera. Because I'm real desperate now. So, I have green, red... No, wait. Hold on. Green... do this order first. We have, Scarlidi. This guy. The opposite guy. And then these, you know, just type in their colors that are for each place. So Scarlidi is green. This guy is yellow. That's Galorthiac Mines. And this is Minerva, so it'd be blue. That's not it. I don't know. This is like exactly what's in the, you know, in the computer system. So unless I get a literal clue that repeats one of these, because that's the thing, like I always see them in sets of four, So unless I get a clue that repeats one of these locations more than once, this is just, this is all I can think to do. Like, this is it. This is all I can think of. That is the only thing I can possibly think. It's consistent every single time that I see these locations come up. They have these colors. Like, it's the colors of the portals. It's the colors of the globes in Pernerva Point the statues are holding, right? For each mask corresponding to these locations, right? Like, this is the only thing I can possibly think of as being correct. So I can only imagine the game is just not telling me I have it right, but like, that's weird. This entire time it's always told me. When will I definitively know if I have that right or wrong? I really don't know. Anyway, I'm going to call it here for tonight. I did obtain a metal safe. I need to kind of read up again, possibly off-screen, to determine what to do with the metal safe. I imagine this is probably going to be a very frustrating episode to watch, just because I'm so close, and yet also made not a whole lot of progress at the same time. But yeah, I mean, that's life. So yeah, I will see you again next time, and bye-bye.